Hi, my name is Yakov Schacht from the Ninjutsu Akademie in Hamburg. This is my friend Thomas. We're here to give you our perspective and our view on the question of Ralph Severi, how to actually apply Tsuki or basic ninjutsu hits. So first of all, I want to admit to the fact that actually you are 100% right. It's total bullshit from my perspective. It's total bullshit, but with some reason. And I'm not sure the reason we give is exactly what the Japanese meant, but I guess this is the hidden concept into the kata. So, and even the justification I will give now is still actually not a justification for all the Bujinkan or whatever kan guys to train this bullshit and wait here for half an hour and let somebody do a technique that will never work if the person, I'll not even say resist, but just take his hand back or run away or start punching wildly or anything. But there are few ideas before we come to my conclusion. Let's say, just as an idea, as a mindset, there will be a hedge between me and somebody, and I see somebody between me and the hedge. He will try to take the kid, and then now I try to walk myself through the hedge, and it's this feeling that you get yourself all the way through something. This is supposed to be transmitted through the ski. So this is one small explanation I once heard that I like somehow, but still no complete justification. The second idea is a principle of a lineage. But this principle of a lineage is not a justification in itself all the way. For example, if you look at fighters like Lyoto Machida, they will use basic physical structure when they punch. Because if I hit like this, not every guy like in karate will stop the hip, which is also not always good, and transfer power like this forward. But if I hit warm like this, in the middle of movement, warm, you punch with a tsuki, sort of a tsuki, it's your foot, your knee, everything, doesn't matter in which direction, the hand, the shoulder, the hip, all aligned into one. So the vector of power transmits more power into the target where you're hitting to. So this is a good idea in the middle of a movement sometimes to do a sort of a jab, but in the tsuki fashion really. And if you check my friend Yossi Sharif from Akban Dojo in Tel Aviv, he even made some videos on showing how Lyoto Machida uses actually basic Japanese Tai Sabaki of karate and ninjutsu into sparring situations. So, but this is still just one idea. This doesn't justify why people in Bujinkan train this bullshit forever. So, let me give you my perspective. In a real fighting situation, if let's take Gokyo no Kata, 5 elements, you block and you do all these movements. The reason why even though we train with sparring and all these different moves, why we still keep up using them somehow for beginners is the following. Because it teaches you a certain idea, a certain concept of distance. Because in a street fight, not always it will look like a sparring situation, like where I'm hitting with him and he hit me and the people do like this, but people will come towards you with much more physical force. Okay? We have to move a bit, the car's moving. If I want to punch him, I will not always stand, I will argue him, fight him, we have a discussion here, and I will not just hit like this or hit like this, I will run into him. And I worked as a bouncer a few years, and I went out the nightclubs and I saw a lot of fights, and I've been in quite some fights, and very rarely people are just punching like this. You have sometimes boxers, they try to apply this, but even good fighters I've seen, or good boxers or kickboxers, they were overtaken, overthrown mentally, emotionally by the fact that all of a sudden there was not just a punch coming towards them, but it was a person, a body with a stab or with the wrong leg, so to speak, forward. The amount of physical pressure transferred towards the opponent, this lets many people collapse. And I explain our students in the beginning, but if we do kata at all, I want students to get an idea that they learn distance management. Distance management can be that we shake hands from here, where I can barely hit him, but I need a step. Because if he needs to step towards me, this means I have time also to do something. Or if it's the same idea in Ichimonji, that we have handshaking distance actually, not too far like you see in Bujinkan sometimes, because if he comes from here with a ski, of course you can do all these nice techniques that will never work. But if we practice somehow this idea that a person learns that he has to keep a distance somehow in a fight, that the other guy needs to do a step, and this will buy me some time to move. So, a person learns basic kamae, basic hitting, basic this. I come to the hitting in a second. So we keep the ski, even though we train regular punching and Chinese punching and all different things that we learn from different sources, beautiful martial arts in the world. But the idea of ski we keep for the reason because we want to prepare people for the situation that will not just be a fist thrown at them, but a body, a person coming towards them. And this actually is just good justification to keep it on a small range. But when we practice techniques, we keep it more realistic. We punch normally, we try to get into grappling range and fighting techniques from there. So this is part one of your question. Part two, with the hitting. Historically, there is a reason why they hit in a pushing way, but they teach it wrong today, if they teach it at all. The hit is supposed to be a 50-50 hit. Why 50-50? Let's say this guy in Japan in the past, many people carry weapons, they carry a sword, and today a guy might have a knife. So let's say I hit him, and I will hit him strong, and he will just resist. He just stand there, just stand there, boom, be strong, bam, bam. Even to the face, people they can take a lot. Let's say this guy has a knife, so I hit him a few times, and all of a sudden he starts to slide. He can still move. He can do a lot of things. Or let's say he's scared, he will just stand there. You hit me, and you just take the knife and put it in your body. Bang. Can always happen in any fighting situation. And we have these infighting techniques more where we get into these situations and trapping and foot control. But there's always a danger of knife fighting. But in Kihon, we want to have the idea of pushing and punching same time. So the Umoto Sto that you described in your video is supposed to be, if I move forward, half of the move is me moving forward, pushing him forward. So by this, I do soft, I do now with the open hand, it's like boom, like pushing him with all my body. Of course it's easier, I weigh about 100 kilo. But the idea is if I hit him, I do soft, I hit him, bang, resist, okay, and he can still reach me also, okay, so this is from the omote, this is I do here, okay, this is the hip turning, okay, that can knock him out, but he can still stab me back or something. So if I do umote sto, I want to do 50% turning of the hip and 50% pushing him away. So you have the hip bump and you move him away from you. Of course, he stands there normally, that's why he flies so much. A normal person, if he stands like this, you don't make him fly. But you can make the arms collapse and a lot of things that I will also show you in a second. But you get the idea. So half of the move, boom, is the power move inside, and half of the move, boom, is the pushing forward to send the guy a bit away, to buy you time to draw your gun, or to take out a knife or a stick or whatever you have with you to run away, or to pull a person you like away from the situation, or a person you don't like into the situation, a lot of things. So now we have some sort of justification to keep it in the kata. We do it always that we first, most of the time, we do the boxing combination, the fighting variation. In the end, we let the person do the kata. So they have always a reason why they do what they do. This is our explanation for umote sto and for ski. Okay, but remember, in the end, it's all just fighting, and we all gotta enjoy it.